So considering this is pretty much going to be my last ever video, we might as well just reveal everything. I don't want this to sound like it's a me ripping EA video, even though it might come across like that. I think they've done a perfectly good job of doing that by themselves. It's just more so me giving my side of the story and my experience and everything that happened. I think you guys ought to know the truth. So it all started on August 30th when I uploaded this video. Again, for starters, they always used to tell me mention any issues you got privately, which I used to do up until a certain point where like I wouldn't even get an acknowledgement back or like a thumbs up or anything like that. I never felt like I had any communication. Like it was always mostly one way. Others might have, but never the case for me. But so yeah, my thoughts when making this video were really simple. I had just played the beta and yeah, to be honest, I was in absolute shock at what I just played. No patch was going to save this. I knew what was going to happen. I knew what we were in store for coming up this year. So I let loose. I loose on everything. People that deserve to get ripped got ripped. People might not have agreed with my approach in the video, but I was not going to accept another year like this. Neither should we. So yeah, it was time to fight. It was time to fight for our game. About 5 minutes after I uploaded it, they contacted me telling me to take it down. They didn't like the personal attacks and stuff like that. They made that very clear. But then came the bombshell. They told me to delete it, especially because of what had happened the previous week in the Madden tournament, and the tragedy in the Madden tournament in Jacksonville. This didn't sit well at all with me. My head was gone. I felt like shit. I deleted it straight away. Just how can you bring up something like that has zero correlation with my video? I was livid. In fairness, they did offer me a trip to Vancouver to discuss the whole matter in person, which I guess looking back now I do regret not taking them up on, but my head was gone. I just could not accept how they could bring something like that up to make me delete the video. It's just I thought it was low. So yeah, that was pretty much the last time I spoke to them up until last week. The tournament coming up, or the qualifiers for the tournament coming up, and everyone got their email but me. I'm like, okay, here we go. I messaged them and they said they're considering banning me. It was a shock to me because, again, some of you might think I should have seen it coming, but there was never any mention. While they did make it really clear that they did not like the private attacks or whatnot, there was never any mention of do that again, like a warning of you do that again and you're gonna get banned from events. There was never any of that, so it did come as a shock to me. A day or two go by, nothing happens. I tell them this is ridiculous. I just want to know if I'm banned or not. That's it. And they're like, nothing ridiculous. We just haven't decided yet. I mean, okay, you've had about 2 or 3 months, or you know, and you still haven't decided. A day before I get the email, pretty much telling me that I've been banned for 2 months. Now, I've seen people say, oh, 2 months isn't a big deal, is it? Well, I'm gonna miss about 5 or 6 events, and it pretty much just ruins my entire season because there was no way I'd be able to get enough points to qualify for the rest of the tournaments and whatnot. So it's devastating. This is pretty much the official statement. They bring up the video which I deleted after 5 minutes, and the one again which was before I signed the bullshit agreement. So I do find it funny how they bring that up, but anyways, they use words such as bully, harass, make statements about race, sexual orientation, religion, which I never did. All I want is I just want these people that I allegedly done these things to come forward and tell me they felt like that. Because if telling someone that he's still doing play reviews in August, or telling someone he's about to drop another division, I mean, if those are personal attacks, then whatever. But yeah, I mean, the essence of the email was just more so pretty much, if I keep doing any of these sort of things, my suspension will keep getting extended if I speak the truth. So in another email, they go into more detail and actually bring up these 3 specific things. Me calling people pussies, using troll slashing motions, I can't even say this with a straight face, and waging war on EA in a week during which the esports world was rocked by a horrific tragedy. And there it is again. What irks me the most with all of this is there's very evidently 2 different set of rules, right? One for me, one for everyone else. And I'll tell you why. I am someone that called his opponent a pussy is now the face of the Game Changers, and another who even went as far as to wish cancer upon his opponent is competing at the events, no problem. Heck, last year at the Club World Cup, there was blatant and evident match fixing. Nothing was done about it, but a shitstorm ensued because later in that same tournament, I got up and left after witnessing a crime on my screen. Come on, man. But yeah, I have always had an issue with the way they ran things. Obviously, banning me is something on a much, much larger scale. But I've experienced this myself as well. They ban people on a weekly basis from their official forums for speaking out against the game. You don't believe me? It's in their official rules. I even received this comment in one of my latest videos, which again just further proves that they cannot take and handle criticism. They can't. The best example I could give you is this man who knows this game as well as anyone isn't on their bullshit Game Changer list because he calls it like it is. But then a girl who's barely ever played this game is. Same thing with Nick and Nap. Yeah, I've had my difference with these 2, but EA won't forgive them for what they done in the past. But then they have someone who promoted coin selling on that list, no problem, just because he agrees to be a shit. Listen, I made those videos primarily to cause change. I knew I might suffer, maybe not to this degree, but I knew it was going to get to them. Maybe now there will be more transparency. Maybe there will be a better game. Maybe they realize that they cannot continue like this. It's a shame it took a scandal like this, but if that's the case, I'll pay the price, no problem. I mean, I guess we already see some fruits. The gaming commissioner has sent out more tweets in the past few days than he sent out all of last year. I wonder why. Corey and Zhao, listen, I've met these 2 guys. I've met them in person. They're really nice guys. I think they do want what's best for this game. I also didn't like how you guys, I know, these are the ones that we have to address, but I didn't like how you guys included them in my situation because trust me, they have nothing whatsoever to do with it. The problem lies higher up. The reason I got banned is because of those corporate guys who only really care about their image, the image of the company, and making money. That's all they care about. They couldn't give a fuck about the community or whether the game is good or not, period. But listen, I'm not an idiot. I get it. Within a week's time, people will completely forget about my situation. The wheel will keep on turning. I see you guys telling other pros to take a stand, and I mean, listen, after they sent out their initial comments, they probably went out and bought champagne ready to celebrate the fact they don't have to face me at another event again. And I don't blame them. It just blows my mind how EA are gonna have a competitive esports / sport / whatever you want to call it, and not have the competitors say anything bad to each other. Yeah, that will sure elevate this, right? They are so far behind on everything. It's not even funny. It's worrying. And though having said that, are there even going to be events this year? Because I'll tell you this, I was the only one that made people give a fuck about them, so I'm not even sure on that, to be honest. If there are, make sure you call them Robot Wars or something like that. And heck, giving away a VA ain't gonna cut it this time, is it? You're gonna have to probably give away about 50 Ronaldos to make people watch. But yeah, even though I will exit this scene with my head held high, I will always still have a dream. I have a dream that one day they will learn to accept and take criticism. That way everyone can move forward. I have a dream that one day everyone within this scene will be treated equally. I have a dream that one day you will all get a football game worthy of this truly, truly beautiful sport. And above all, I have a dream. I have a dream that one day everyone within this community can say what they really, really think without living in fear of getting penalized.